opportunity is the only, hey, I'm just putting myself out there to be like, the more opportunities, if I qualify, let's go. You know what I mean? So
Amazing.
but if you're an undergraduate, I would definitely take full advantage of all the opportunities that are definitely out there. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. We appreciate that. So that's what I'm going through today. So today is it's geared towards understanding and introducing you all to research. And so my journey to understand research, it came at UC Santa Barbara and McNair Scholars. And I didn't know what research was about. I didn't understand it. And so there's multiple components to research. And so today we're going to get through the research question, and then we're going to do a writing activity. And this writing activity, we're going to do an ethnographic study together. And from there we'll conclude and we'll break down what we did in our and what we found, right? And I'm going to teach you about the field note. So how to write a field note. So to get to the level where I'm at in understanding research, I went through the McNair Scholars and it broke down these different components. So there's two styles of research, right? You got qualitative, you got quantitative, and then there's multiple methods that you use to carry out research. And these methods, each one is different. They're not the same, right? So qualitative is more around ethnographic, more around doing interviews, more around collecting qualitative understanding of the surrounding area or your field site. Quantitative is more about surveys, it's more about numbers, it's about quantifying your findings, quantifying your data, and turning that into a quantified table and breaking down that table to answer your question. But the question is the most important piece. So the question is where it really boils down to. And that's what really breaks down research is that question. And so the question that we're trying to answer, right? And so there's multiple questions that you can formulate, and there's multiple ways of formulating that question, but it's about inserting yourself into the conversation you want to be inserted in. So for myself right now, I'm currently looking at formerly incarcerated student programs in higher education. When I go to look at the literature around this topic, there's not much out there. This is a relatively new topic that's only been around for a few years now. It's been around about 9 years. And there hasn't been much research done on this and the formulation of these programs in higher ed. And so the work that he's doing, there's a large conversation being had about that word. And so can you kind of maybe share a little bit of the questions that you all are asking and trying to seek out within that research? Are you familiar with it?
Yeah. So some of the questions that we're asking is like, so we split it up into categories. So the interactions with police, like just like in the streets, interactions with police while being locked up, the interactions with jails, and the interactions in courts. We asked questions about paperwork, how they understood it, did they understood it, did the courts, police, or jails do enough to help them understand, what they're doing, what they were signing, what they were talking about. We asked questions about if people had translated for them, if they had to ask themselves to get a translator, or the police automatically gave them one. We also asked, we asked, I think we asked 83 questions. So some of the questions repeated depending on the three categories. So like we asked the same question about courts, jails, and cops. We asked, so it's kind of like different, but mainly I think was the interpretation of it, the translators. That was a big one we asked. I know we asked multiple, like at least like 15 questions about it. About like, who translated, were you comfortable with translations? How fast did you get a translation? Did they try to question you or do something without translation? We asked backgrounds to people's background. Predominantly, they mostly spoke Spanish. Every single one of them main language was Spanish. So first we went in with background. We went in with the interactions in the streets with cops. Then we went in with when they got arrested. Then we went into while they were in court and then in jail. The whole experience dealing with police while not understanding English and the experience and how easy it was. And so we're trying to say that there is a problem and we're using their interactions. I was like, our proof. So we interviewed 85 people and we're using those interviews to gather data to show and oddly enough that I think like 60% of them said they were satisfied with how they interacted with police. But then when we asked if they think that police could improve, 96% of them still said that they think there's still improvements for LLP persons. So it's kind of interesting to see the difference. How they said they were satisfied, but then they said they still think there's improvements.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for breaking that down for us. So the question is important, and that's the most important piece of research. So you really want to formulate your question around who, how, what, and when. That's another one. These are the four important critical pieces, right? So you want to ask a question: how does something function? How is something tearing down a community, or how is something rising up a community, or empowering a community? What's transpiring? What's happening? Right? When did it happen? When did it first come to life? Like, so the historical side of things. So, and why? Why is this happening? So it's important to first find your question in research. And so today, I'm going to go through like how to really map out a question. I'm also going to go through ethnographic research and the importance of ethnographic research. And I'm also going to talk about autoethnographic research. Does anybody know what ethnographic research is? And anybody online want to chime in, please do.
I'm not too sure if I'm correct, but I think it's where you're actually visually, like you're actually there in person, watching what they do and not like interacting with them, but just like observing what they're doing, I think.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yo. So that's ethnographic research right there. Being in a site, being physical in that site and taking notes of everything that's going on in that site. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to write our own ethnographic research of what we see around us today together. And so everyone online, so for the next like 15 minutes, we're just going to write about what we're seeing. And then we're going to unpack. And so each one of us will read what we're seeing and what are the smells? What are the sounds? What are we hearing? What are we feeling? And so we'll break off. I'll turn on some music and we'll write for like 10-15 minutes, and then we're gonna chime back on. And then I'll have each person read what they're feeling, what they saw, what they were hearing. It's amazing to have people online. I've never done it with folks online. I've always done it inside a room with folks, but we're going to kind of see what kind of trends we see, what kind of things. So I want you all to tap into your senses, your hearing, your smelling, what are you seeing? I want you to tap into these senses, and I want you to use all these senses. And I don't want you to think about anything, just write, just freely write. Don't think about periods, commas, none of that. Just write what you're seeing, what you're feeling, the people around you. What do you see, like the colors of that are being worn or whatever it may be. And so we'll do that for like 10-15 minutes, and then we'll tap back in. Cool? All right. Here, I got some paper for you guys. I'll turn on some music right now too. Perfect. Does anybody need any pens or anything? And then online, yeah, I'm gonna turn on some music so that we can all hear it right here. And, I'll make sure that you guys can hear it too. We start once the music. Okay, so we're not already, I just start, yeah, for sure.
Which gets loads of searches.
Is the only sound. She's a time bomb bound to detonate. You're trying to cut the wires, but you're way too late. She's a time bomb trying to take you out. The ticking of her heart is the only sound. She's a time bomb bound to detonate. You're trying to cut the wires, but you're too late. She's a time bomb trying to take you out. The ticking of her heart is the only sound. She's a time bomb bound to detonate. You're trying to cut the wires, but you're way too late. She's a time bomb trying to take you out. The ticking of her heart is the only sound. She's a time bomb bound to detonate. You're trying to cut the wires, but you're way too late. She's a time bomb trying to take you out. The ticking of her heart is the only sound. She's a time bomb bound to detonate. You're trying to cut the wires, but you're too late.
Max is now on YouTube Primetime. Enjoy the latest HBO originals, award-winning series, and movies.
Shoe King builds bridges.
My name is Willy Wonka.
Get more of your favorites with Paramount Plus, AMC.
We met at a concert, you were wearing Converse. I'm not good at playing it cool. You said I was funny, I spent all my money, then your friend got thrown in the pool. When we said goodbye, know that I can't lie, I never thought I'd see you again. Man, was I mistaken, now my heart is thinking, it's too hard to comprehend that I'm falling, hoping that you feel this way too. Said I'm falling, sitting here waiting for you. Expert of illusion, I just kept to using, thought I had it all worked out. Love was just a stage name, watch it as it became something I could live without. Then to my surprise, you opened my eyes, I thought I was empty inside. Now every time you're near, stormy skies become clear, now there's nowhere left to hide. And I'm falling, hoping that you feel this way too. Said I'm falling, sitting here waiting for you. Said I'm falling.
All right, so final sentences. All right, now, so. I'm gonna pull that back up in a second. So this is a great exercise. So when you do ethnographic research, you go into a site. So you find a site, and this could be a public site. And I encourage folks to do this because one thing that I've learned about research is I've learned that everything around us is data. Everything that's happening in our lives is data. Now that I'm being trained as a researcher and I'm understanding research, is that everything is data around me. The birds chirping, that's data. The smells, that's data. Everything that's happening around us is data. It's saying something to us. It can help us understand the world in a deeper sense when we start to analyze it in this sense. There's something very important about becoming a researcher. A researcher stands in the middle. A researcher isn't on one side or the other. A researcher gets good at standing in the middle with no bias attached to them and just collecting data. And they have a question that they're trying to see, that they're trying to answer. So this exercise right here is a good exercise just to understand how to write a field note. So a field note, what I want you guys to do is I want you to put the date at the top of this paper now. Put the date. I want you to put the location. And I want you to put the time. So this is a field note. So here we are, we came into this class and we sat down, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. And we said, let's go check it out. Flaco got some research stuff going on. Y'all didn't know you're gonna have to write, you know, and I didn't mean to throw it on you because I know y'all have classes going on and all that too. But this is just a really good exercise just to push out and really train your senses to take in the world around you. Now we're gonna trip out on each other. So let's get to work. So who wants to read their piece first? Anybody online, if you want to read your piece, go ahead and chime in. We could let you online read your piece first. And I want everyone to take notes on everyone else's piece, things that stand out in their piece. Folks online, do you guys want to chime in first?
Yeah, I can go first. Do I just read my entire thing I wrote?
Yeah, you're the entire thing you wrote, and we're gonna take notes on it.
Okay, mine's pretty short, but it was my opinion. I said, growing up in LA, the population is massive. 1 minute you're in a really great neighborhood with neighborhood watch securities, and then you go a couple blocks down and just see a whole big change in the different cities. In a different disadvantaged area, you see there are more police and more crime happening because police are trained to go in these specific areas and make arrests even when the person didn't commit a crime. I see that race and where you grow up controls who you are and who you grow up to be. The law enforcement put so much time in places they think are poor instead of focusing on the real problem. For example, I learned yesterday that Flaco said that the law enforcement observe you for years and then decide to arrest you out of nowhere and give you time after all the crimes you've committed. To me, this truly breaks my heart and proves to me that we live in a scary world where nothing is in our control.
Amazing. Thank you. Definitely. Awesome. And then Tiffany, would you like to read yours?
Yeah, I mean, from what the concept was, is just that right now I'm in my dark bedroom on campus and I have my fan on, and it reminds me of the times that are coming up that are going to be the cool summer breeze and the activities that are about to come, if that's spontaneous bad decisions or being proactive. This reminds me of the times of when I was 20 to 20 years old and having a greater amount of money but not too much money to do the things that I want to do, if that's good and or bad. It reminds me of my addiction and the places that I've been, from the beach to downtown Los Angeles to Skid Row, and being in the midst of LA in that cool summer breeze at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's yeah, it's a little bit of what I got. Just, you know, the traffic of the cars running right past me, the activities on Whittier Boulevard that are passing right by me as I drive in a car, the music that comes along that brings that vibe into what activities I end up doing. But these are the things that made me who I am.
Wow, so I'm seeing a big trend right here. And so some common themes that I'm seeing is I'm seeing within the way Sonia was framing what she was seeing and what she was taking in and what she was articulating to us. She was talking about the way marginalized communities and the way you can keep going down and you see different stages of poverty and different stages of everything, and how law enforcement will sit there and watch you carry out crime and not arrest you for years, right? And what she learned with that. And then what I'm seeing over here with Tiffany's is I'm seeing how she went through that lifestyle, how she's sitting in this dark room, the fan going, and it starts to bring up memories of her addiction, of Whittier Boulevard, and the experiences of the beach and all these different things. So I'm seeing these common themes, and that's what you look at in data. So now we're gonna bring it to the classroom, and it's gonna be very different, right? We got people who are online, who are at their house in a different setting, and then we have each other right here. And these are so we're gonna see probably commonalities, but we're also gonna see some differences, right? And I want you guys to take that in as we start to read through these, because the differences that we're seeing right now, it actually goes out to show you how impactful space is around you. And when you're inserted in a certain space, what it does and the way you see and perceive the world around you. Cool? So who wants to kick it off right here? All right, go ahead.
So mine's in relation to the narrative that they're trying to propose, like of the cultural, the environment, but I did kind of go off topic.
But no, it's good. Yeah, no, there's no boundaries, there's nothing. So this is free writing. This is ethnographic research.
Okay, appreciate it. So up until this day, I feel relieved from all the trials and tribulations that I have faced throughout my journey of life. The things that I see is Flaco articulating himself about the importance of research, the differences between quantitative and qualitative. I also see trees, I see canvases, I smell the breeze air of the AC through my nostrils. It brings a sense of comfortability based on it being a hot day today. I hear the music playing in the background. Me, this is a different kind of music genre, but I think about, damn, who knows, I can probably bump this on a summer night cruising down to the beach. I also hear the birds chirping. That's it.
Oh, damn. Did you see you were connected to Tiffany in a lot of different ways? That was cool. So there's something I'm getting at with you all right now. So you even talked about the beach. Tiffany talked about the beach. You talked about life's trials and tribulations. Tiffany and also Sonia both talked about these trials and tribulations and what it looks like in their communities and how it's impacted their lives, right? So deep stuff. All right, cool. Let's keep it going. Who wants to go next? All right, go ahead.
I see people, food, trees, technology, and most importantly, success. I see a group of people with different stories but similar experiences. I see people putting effort towards more success by being here at this workshop. I hear music, people writing, people moving, and people interacting. I see a culture of people different than me, but in a way that's similar to me as my reflection. I see and hear this place where people get up every day and hustle and grind to come up, but it's not the same hustle of come up accident growing up. Even outside of this room, I see these things in this institution. It's crazy how in a room with just four walls, it can still show me a whole new world with just a few objects and nurses around me. I see students trying to better themselves. I look through the glass doors and I see myself because I'm just like these students trying to hustle and come up because now we are similar because now I know how to do it the way they do.
That's right. Dang, okay, powerful. And I see the connections there. All right, now I want to say, what are you guys seeing? What are you guys hearing so far? I'll open it up.
The similarity in just the cultural belief
Okay,
or just the overall trials and tribulations.
trials and tribulations. There you go. Okay. How about anybody else? Anybody online? What have you guys like kind of seen so far?
A lot of these senses always bring up something from our past or a memory that connects with whatever sense that you're, smelling or touching or seeing or, I guess, yeah,
Awesome. Okay. How about you, Sonia?
I think Tiffany brought a great point, how all of these somehow relate to our past and like what we like witnessed, I think. And it's like impacting like who we are as of today.
Great. Okay. Anybody else inside this room want to say anything? Go ahead.
I see a lot of people connecting it kind of to themselves as well. So like kind of based on what they research, because I didn't really do that myself. Like I just kind of just saw and then I connected to myself afterwards. I feel like a lot of people began with like what are they interested in, what is their life story, and like what they want to focus on from there. I feel like a lot of people did.
Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, great observations. All right. Anybody else? All right. Does anybody? All right. So the next person in here wants to read. No, you didn't. There's no right or wrong here, bro. No, there's no right or wrong. Trust, watch. You guys are gonna see some cool stuff. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna teach you guys something right now. Okay, I'm gonna teach you guys something right now. You're gonna see. Check this out.
Alright.
All right, go ahead.
Alright, so I focused on both the outside and inside.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with the inside first. I noticed a lot of people around me with black on. It was like another common occurrence. Journals who people made noises as they wrote, I think it was over there, and then it was your pen. But also people when someone erased my erase right after, I noticed that. But I mostly focused on the outside because I noticed a lot of people, majority people that walked in groups of two outside, but usually they were women. So majority women walk in groups and majority young people walk in groups. Mostly, most older men walk by themselves, that I've noticed so far, and majority of men have more mobility, which means scooters, skateboards, or anything. I noticed that as well. I think that's it.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. This is amazing. All right, let me see what you said right there.
Loki, I was just talking about how I'm feeling or something.
Nah, good. Let's feel it. Let's hear it.
But currently, I'm tired and feel anxious about finishing off the quarter. There is a conflict in my heart about what will happen in the near future. I want the summer to come already, but I don't know what it will be like. I wonder if I will be safe or not. I wonder what I'll be living at. Lately, I have been investing into different things that don't give out as much as I put in. Money is low, and meals are uncertain, but thankfully they somehow always come. Motivation is given. I didn't study for my midterm today, but luckily life made us steady down. Blanco was planning to do music, and now I feel like I should have focused on more positive things for this exercise. The lyrics go falling, hoping that you feel this way too, which seems to be a reference to falling in love, but it has a bigger meaning to you.
Dang, okay, perfect. And now I'm gonna read mine, and then we're gonna unpack something. So there's two things that went on here. and I'm gonna share those with you. All right, and this is gonna help you guys understand ethnographic research. Cool? So as I take in the class around me, I see whiteboards that reflect the learning that takes place within this room. This one piece really stands out. Happy Foster Youth Awareness Month, UCI Fire. I see messages that have been posted with hearts, and these messages seem to be spreading hope and uplifting the foster youth who are currently attending the UC Irvine campus. I see students who are seeking answers and understanding on all the research questions and all that they don't understand about it. I see snacks, and my takeaway from all this, as we are all seeking answers to questions and looking for these answers through each other and now everything around us. So, two types of research happen right now. Autoethnographic research and ethnographic research. Let's break that down for a second. So autoethnographic research is where you're taking in what you're seeing around you in this moment, and you're also using your own personal story, your own personal autobiography, your own personal feelings, your own personal experiences to kind of grasp an understanding of what you're seeing around you. And then there's ethnographic, which was the field note, which was what we were trying to accomplish, but it's all right. And you saw that, what you saw with the women walking outside together, younger people seeing, that's that ethnographic. The ethnographic would be what I was taking in with that around me, right? So they're both the same. Ethnographic, you're standing in the middle. You're not inserting yourself into any of it. You're just taking it all in. And autoethnographic, you're inserting your feelings, your emotions, your experiences, your understanding. And these are both important pieces. And one thing about folks that come from trauma like ourselves, folks that have gone through incarceration, gone through and experienced violence and traumatic things in our life, we always have an amazing autoethnographic showcase. And I've seen it in prison. I've ran this activity in prison, juvenile hall. We always bring in our autoethnographic, our autobiography, to kind of like sift through what we're seeing in the world around us. And so that was amazing. And so I've seen a lot of different trends right there. I heard the beach, that was cool. And so one thing that I've learned is that none of us are seeing the world the same. None of us. And we've had similar experiences. We have similar, experiences, but we're still processing the world differently. Not one of us was exactly alike. And what we were observing around us. We had common trends and common themes that were popping up, but none of us were the same. So we all visualize the world differently. We all see the world and perceive the world differently. And that's okay. But as you collect data and you have this question that you're seeking answers to, you want to stand in the middle at all times. You don't want to take any side, and you just want to let it come at you. Let the data come at you. As you're sitting in a space, let the data feed you. Push out your bias. Push out your feelings. Push out all that you've experienced in the world. Don't let it interfere with the data you're collecting. Get your observations. Grab that data up. And from there, take those observations and stand in the middle with those observations and push out your answers that you're seeing in this data to your question. So that's ethnographic research. And so I've seen two styles of it right now in our own journey through this writing exercise. And that's cool. Amazing how it all unfolded. And I'll tell you all, it always goes down like that. You'll see like when I ran this in Donovan State Prison, like some would bring in their emotions and their feelings and their journey, and some would just take in the space around them and what they were seeing. And some would have them combined, and that was the same thing right here, you know? So I encourage you all to continue to really seek out the understanding of research and really seek out questions and learn how to answer these questions. So the way you get up into the PhD, which a lot of folks are, you know, I know that Tiffany's in her master's degree, but most of you who are in your undergraduate right now, I encourage you to get involved with some sort of research program on this campus. UROP is one of them. Am I saying that right? Yeah, UROP, yeah. I encourage you to do it. And I also encourage you to start to see the world as data and start to like visualize it as data and start to question the world around you and critically question, why are they saying that on the news? What's really going on here? Like, start to critically question everything. Start to challenge everything around you. Don't accept everything at face value. This is going to help you build up your senses. This is going to help you get a deeper understanding of things that are happening and you're not seeing it. There's a lot of different things. Advertisements, they have been psychologically developing ads for years. They know how to impulsively get into our mind and get us to become impulse buyers. They know how to use ads to create that. There's a lot of things that are happening in our day-to-day lives that we're not really consciously aware of or consciously understanding, but it's happening. It's through research. They've researched this, so they know that each layer of it is going to impact us. The media, why do they only show negative stuff on the media all the time? What does that do for you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
They want us to trade that certain lifestyle or that same image to the rest of the environment.
Right, that strain that it causes, right? So you want to really question the world around you. Why is this happening? How is this happening? What's happening? What's it making you feel? Like, really, really critically ask these questions. And so that's how I carry out my day-to-day life. And especially in the university, like, this is all an autoethnographic study. So I encourage you all to embrace that when you're in your day-to-day. And just take field notes. Look at everything that you experience, everything that you're seeing, and go home. It's like almost like writing up a journal and put the date. And this is gonna set you up for grad school. And so I've been doing this since I started higher ed. And I learned this from a good mentor of mine. He said, Flaco, pull up to the university and take notes on everything. He said, it's just gonna set you up for your thesis. And I was like, what's a thesis? And he broke down a thesis to me. And he was like, take notes on all of it. Everything you experience is a field note. Everything that you go through in your day-to-day activities at the university, it's a field note. Look at it as a field note. Look at it as data. It's raw data that you're collecting on a day-to-day basis. And when you get to the level where you're going to write your PhD thesis, you have all this data you've been collecting in this public university, in this public space, that you can go back and analyze, and boom, you can write about it. So I encourage you all to do the same. I encourage you all to really look at everything around you and everything you're experiencing, everything you're smelling, everything you're seeing, everything you're feeling, and write it out as your autoethnographic journey in higher education. And so that's what I've been up to. And so now I got a whole thesis that has pretty much written itself, right? And as I analyze formerly incarcerated student programs in higher education, I've been going through them. I've been living through them. I've been organizing with them. I've been experiencing all types of, it's just a field note. Everything's been a field note. And so to get to the next level of it all for you all in undergrad, find a question. what's a question that you want to answer? And I'm throwing that out to everyone. What's a question that you have on your mind that you want to understand? Anybody?
Oh, let me see, let me see. Is any question?
Any question?
Oh, okay, since like I think about why has the percentage of Black students remained the same throughout UCI's existence?
Great question. That's amazing. And that's a thesis right there. That's a PhD thesis. So we'll go into how do you take it to the next level? How do you get that question and you start to formulate it? So you got your question. So from there, you start to formulate, how am I going to answer this question? What's it gonna take? So maybe you pop out a couple of things real quick that you think you would have to do in order to answer that question.
I think I'll look at just how much, I guess maybe UCI's marketing style towards Black students specifically,
Okay.
and what do they offer Black students when they come into UCI? I feel like that's one of the things I would look at. I guess another thing would be to look at what do they also offer like for when they come in at first. I guess that's another thing. I guess I would probably look at their housing if that's another thing.
Okay.
Also like what type of, do they offer scholarships? Do they offer like stuff like that? I guess I'll look at. I don't know.
That's great. So there you go. You're already crafting up a whole entire thesis. Are you currently working on anything around this question?
Oh, no.
No? See how simple that is? That's research. Research is simple. And that's something I want you guys to take away. Like, you don't need to overthink any of this. All you need to locate is that question. And once you find that question, you just start to ask things like that. And you start to go seek it through that. That's research. It's just finding a question and going and saying, hey, you know what, I'm gonna look at this. And then you go and you read through that. Maybe you want to get like a baseline date. Like you want to start in maybe 1995. And you want to take from 1995 to 2024. And you want to take those little pieces that you were just saying, and you want to seek out each of those pieces in those dates, right? And then from there, now you have a mass database of information that you've been able to snag from 1995 to 2024. And then now you're going to take that data and you're going to code it out. And what I mean by coding it out, now you're going to look at, some sort of theory. Maybe there's a theory that's already been produced around this of why they're not why it's been steady, right? Maybe there's a theory, maybe there's some conversation already being had about this, and you're going to seek out that conversation. And from there, you're going to start to answer a lot of different things to that one question. And you're going to start to fill in some of the gaps that's around there. And then maybe you come back with some sort of policy recommendation at the end of that of how to stop that baseline of Black students and why it's all remaining the same. And how can we make it so that there's more Black students and there's more of a Black student presence at UC Irvine. And you have your policy recommendations. And that's your research. That's a PhD thesis. It's easy. And so all of us have it in us. And I always say this to everyone when I go into prison, when I go to the juvenile hall, when I'm with my folks right here in the university, we're all geniuses. We all have an inner genius in us. It's just a matter of just pushing it out and learning the different skill sets and the different things that they're training us here at the university, and then producing knowledge. It's all about producing knowledge. So that was my presentation for today. I really want you all to take away something really big here, and that's none of us see the world the same, but we can all collect data and we can transform the world around us with that data and produce knowledge that can transform society and transform the whole entire world around us. It's just a matter of going out and doing it. Now, I'm in my PhD. Honestly, I never imagined I'd be in my PhD. It's just an act of resistance. I pull up every day to my PhD as an act of resistance. They didn't design this institution for any of us to be here, but each one of us pulls up because we're resisting what they had in store for us. We're showing up to showcase that we are geniuses and that we can dismantle the oppressive state of everything that is in existence, and we can show up and we can compete and produce knowledge that can really help our communities grow and empower our communities to, because we got the answers and solutions to the most pressing problems in our communities within us. Those closest to these issues are closest to the solutions. It's just a matter of us showing up, getting the proper training, and seeing how easy it is. I think when we walk into our classes and we walk into the university, we start to like overthink it sometimes. It's really easy. Show up, use your personal journey and your personal experience and everything that you've seen around you to help write your papers. Follow the syllabus, follow the breakdown of what they're asking for and turn it in. So easy. Don't overthink none of this. And bam, so the next step is you all going to grad school. We need you guys in the PhD. There's not enough of us that have made it into the PhD. It's not that we haven't made it, it's that we haven't been encouraged to apply. So I'm going to encourage you right now to apply for the PhD. It's simple. It's a personal statement, and trust and believe in the writing that I heard right now. That was a personal statement. There was personal statement right there written all over it. Beautiful personal statements. Fluff that out, you got a whole personal statement right there. Fluff it out, you got a whole statement of purpose. The statement of purpose is, what are you going to do when you get into the department? What kind of research are you going to carry out? You have a statement of purpose. So that's what you all need to formulate right now and think about right now. Don't wait till the end. Get to it right now. It's just 3 simple documents: a statement of purpose, a personal statement, and a CV. That's it. That's all you need to turn in. And there are 2 pages. So the personal statement's 2 pages, the statement of purpose is 2 pages, and your CV, I encourage you guys to do community work, community service, events, speaking. Build up your CV. Underground Scholars Program, tell them, let me get on the organizing committee for all these events that they're doing. Get on there. Put these lines on your CV. Straight up. Build your CV out. That's what's going to unlock fellowships. That's what's going to unlock scholarships. And that's what's going to unlock your PhD program. Build your CV out. Be involved. Get involved. Go out. Don't get siloed and don't get bogged down overthinking any of this assignments and any of the syllabi that you guys are up against right now. Don't do it. Get out there. Be active agents in your community. Be active uplifting your community. Be active advocating. Be active shaking everyone's hand. Because it's not about what we're learning right here. It's about who we know. So build your social capital. And so that's my message for you all today. I'll open it up for questions. Maybe you all have some questions about the grad application, whatever it may be, research, anything that was discussed right here, and folks online too. Feel free to chime in. And yeah, so I'll open it up for questions now.
How much money does it cost to apply to these?
PhD, you go through the UROP program, or you got Underground Scholars Program right here and you're a part of it, they'll pay for your applications. They're like $60. They'll pay for them. And I encourage folks to go out and seek that. Don't feel like you gotta come out of pocket. There's so much money at this university right here. Tons of money. A closed mouth doesn't get fed in this space. You keep your mouth closed, that's what they want you to do. Don't keep your mouth closed. Show up. Tell them, hey, I need this. I'm trying to go over here. I'm trying to do this. I need all this to build myself up professionally. You got the money to do it. Feed me, build me up. Don't sit around and expect them to go and hold your hand and build you up. No, you're gonna have to demand that I'm here to be built up and I'm gonna build myself up and go after it just like that. There's tons of money here. And scholarships, this is what one of my mentors told me when I went to community college. A closed mouth doesn't get fed in this institution, Flaco. You need to learn to go and tell them what you need, what needs need to be met for you. And you know what? In my undergrad book, I got like 80,000 in scholarships. I went and I wrote scholarships, and you know how I wrote scholarships? It was just my personal bio. Each one of us has a story, and that story of overcoming all these obstacles and everything that we've experienced in our life is important. I heard personal statements today. Write up a bio, write your bio. It doesn't even need to be like a lengthy bio. You could do a lengthy bio, that's cool. But you can minimize that for a scholarship application. And you go up right when the scholarships drop and you start to apply with just that bio. Boom, just put it, copy and paste it. I was hitting like 7, 8 scholarships. I was applying. And then you know what? I got so much money. I had to go in there and do I had to tell them I need to raise up my amount. So I went in there and appealed that I need a cost of living adjustment. And you guys need to raise up my amount. I'm not 32,000 bucks a year. Like, no, I got like all these back end scholarships. I need you guys to raise up. They raise it up to like 78,000 straight up. And I kept pushing for more. Get your money while you guys are here. Don't think you have to sit there and suffer. Go ask for it. Go get fed, because they will feed you. They will open up opportunities for you. They will, but as long as you ain't going out and seeking it and showing up to their doors and knocking them down and saying, hey, this is what I want to do. These are my goals. This is what I'm trying to achieve. It ain't going to happen for you. It is not going to happen for you. And if you're stressed out about all this bubblegum shit syllabus, you know what I'm saying? And all this bubblegum shit work that they give us, it's bubblegum shit. We went through the worst of the worst, guys, girls, women, straight up. We went through the worst of the worst. The worst of the worst. This is bubblegum shit. We could get through this. This is nothing. We were in prison. We shootouts in the streets, watched our homeboys get killed, our homegirls, you know, all that mess. We went through that mess and made it right here. This is nothing. Nothing. You guys could get through this. This is a walk in the park right here. Straight up. A walk in the park. And so that I encourage you to just show up. Get fed. Don't sit around and wait for it to come to you, because it's never gonna come. Other questions?
Did you learn this based on your cultural belief, or was it a part of institution?
I have a mentor. You know what? The best thing one of my mentors gave me was a CV. He gave me a blank CV, and he said, look, Flaco, you're gonna want to fill up all these. And I was like, oh, what is this? Does anybody know what a CV is here? See what I said? Okay, you know what a CV is because you're in the workshop, right? Yeah, all right. Curriculum vitae. That's your academic resume. And I was like, wait, so boom, go do this, go do that. Flaco, you want to fill up, you want to make sure you have a whole lengthy one of these. And that's what I was like, dang, all right. And he's like, look, this ain't gonna unlock a lot for you, Flaco. Once you start to fill these up, you're gonna start to unlock opportunity, research opportunities, money like crazy. And that's what I started to do. So it was taught to me as I traveled through this space. And one thing that I recognized traveling through this space when I was flying, I was hungry, hurting. It took me saying, hey, you know what? Man, I need a job. I need some money. Give me some money because you guys got plenty of them. Why are you going to just use me as a student? Because they will, like a factory belt, they will put you on the belt and they will just shake your hand and just slide you all the way through. And boom, at the end, they'll shake your hand and hand you your diploma and tell you good luck, and they're done with you. And you know how much money they got off you on the way? Desperately, they got a ton of money off you. Thousands. They're taking like 20 to 30,000, almost a quarter off you, bro. Straight up. Why aren't you gonna go grab some of that? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't you gonna go ask for some of that and make some of that for your pocket and your professional development and your development? You have to get it, but they will guide you through it and she give you little taps and good job. You know what I'm saying? Boom, at the end, hand you your diploma and get you the heck out of it. It's up to you to go and develop yourself and tell me I need 5,000 to go to this conference and do this research proposal that I want, abstract that I want to share at this conference. I need another 4,500 to do this community event. I think this community service event's amazing. I'm gonna bring on the whole team and we're gonna develop this whole program and this whole entire event in the community. I mean, the sky's the limit here. This institution alone is it's taking in billions. Billions. So yeah, get it. It wasn't cultural. It was just me walking into a space and seeing like what they do here. And I've been in prison already, and I know what they do there is they warehouse us and stick us in these little cells and say, oh yeah, you guys come out and you clean everything while we sit in our office and we take in 100,000 a year off of you guys cleaning everything. We don't do nothing. We don't feed you guys. We don't do nothing. Same setup here, bro. They give you the bare minimum and make their money, bro. Tell me, Gilman, he's making like 500,000 a year, bro. You think he's tripping off us down here? He's kicking it. He's flying in private jets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's living, bro. So, but if you don't advocate for yourself, you don't show up for yourself, you're gonna not get fed and you're gonna be hungry. And once you get out of here, you're gonna be in debt because you pulled out all these loans and all this extra activity that you did on your way to get that diploma. Any other questions? It's all good stuff right here. Nobody gave it to me. Nobody fed this to me. So I'm feeding it to you guys because I believe in each and every one of you. Each and every one of you are geniuses. And you guys have the solutions to the most pressing problems in our community. And I want to teach you guys research because it's easy. It's easy. Strapping up a little paper, 25 pages, and all you do is just follow this and let the data do everything for you. And bam, and publish it and build your name up in the academia. And then from there, go out and get research grants. And then get your PhD, become a decision maker at the table. Cool? Any questions online?
No.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's the workshop for today. And then I'm gonna send out this book to everyone. So I'm gonna take down everyone's email online right now. So yeah, I'll take everyone's email down. Thank you, Sonia, for joining us online. We really appreciate you. And I'll let you all know the next workshop, but I'm gonna send out the Craft of Research book to all of you. This has become my Bible. Like literally, I read this thing like crazy. Like I'm like looking at it as I build my thesis. And so I encourage you all to read this and really take it to heart and like really try to like do your own research. I also encourage all undergrads to get onto some sort of final what do they call them? The final the honors thesis. Do an honors thesis. That's another way to get some sort of research going so that you can have some sort of research understanding. And that honors thesis, oh man, you could do a poster board. Anything research related is going to set you up for the next level of everything. And it's going to be a nice line on your CV to get you to unlock whatever you would want to unlock. Cool? Yeah.
For Europe, is that the program, the name?
Yeah, Europe, yeah.
Would we be able to obtain that opportunity even though we're in the community college setting?
They have to have something at the community college level that's around research. Take a methods class. Get involved with the sociology teachers over there. And like I said, build your own research. Sit in there every day and take field notes. Take field notes on your experiences. Everything you're experiencing, it's a field note. Develop your own research. I encourage like undergrads, just write a lot of what you're seeing, write a lot of what you're involved in, write about the workshop that you just got. Like you're taking those extra steps to build yourself up. And then after a while, like it just comes naturally. It's just easy. It's just easy. You just show up and none of that static around you bothers you anymore. And you can just do your stuff, man. And I got multiple pieces published. I got pieces right now that are going to come out soon, like they're coming out soon. But all of this was done in my undergrad. So these are all pieces that I was writing in my classes. I tell everyone to go into their class and have purpose of everything that they're writing. learn how to write with purpose. Don't write anything just to suffice the assignment. Write with purpose. Have everything, because I'm telling you right now, when you get to the next level of it, you have a ton of stuff that you can grab and you can use and you can pull it and you can cite yourself because it was an assignment you did over here. You can cite yourself over here now and say, this is what I wrote in this paper, which matches this one. And you can continue to build off of that stuff that you did already. Continue to build. So each draft that you write is an ongoing draft forever in a lot of different ways. So build off of it, build off each one and build different research. And by the time you know it, you're gonna have, I have like 6 Google Docs filled up. I have to start new emails because I have all the stuff I've written and put in there. And then when I go back to those docs, I pull from them, boom. Another thing, an annotated bibliography. Everything that you read, build out that annotated bibliography. That annotated bibliography, you just go in, you put the citation of what you just read. So if it's a book, if it's a research, like an academic research inside a journal, a reviewed journal, you put the citation, you put down 2 to 3 paragraphs of your takeaways, and you put down 3 important quotes, and you have their name next to it with the date, and boom, and you go down everything that you read in your classes. I have an annotated bibliography that's probably like 96 pages. Everything I read, be organized, you know what I'm saying? And then it just helps you with your writing. So when you're writing a paper and you go, oh, dang, I read this paper over here, I read this book, then you go back to it real quick. And then you refresh it with those 2 or 3 paragraphs, and boom, you take a quote, and you're like, damn, I remember this book. All right, cool. I remember when I read here. Damn, let me go over here now, and let me cite some stuff and write some stuff around it. And then here, let me use this quote, and right here, and bam, now you have a whole 3 paragraphs off of just you going back to your annotated bibliography. So get an annotated bibliography rolling in your Google Docs. Put annotated bibliography in the last things that you've read in the past couple weeks. Get the citations down. Boom. Build 3 paragraphs off of your takeaways. Grab 3 important quotes in there. Stick them in there and start to get on that now.
I know I came in last minute, and I know this is about teaching, but I have a question. That's probably not pertaining to this, but how do I send a letter, because I'm not really good at writing, a letter of rec request to my professors or a letter of rec? Do you get what I mean? So how would I write one of those to make myself look good? Be like, hey, like, we're supposed to write something about ourselves, then.
Right. So take your CV. That's where that
Yeah,
CV.
you know what she asked me for.
The CV is critical because the CV, you send it to them, they can grab everything out of your CV and they can synthesize it and write up a beautiful letter of recommendation. Like, wow, this person's involved in this and that, and they did this for the underground scholars program and this, you know. And then also invite them out to get some coffee, share yourself with them, you know.
Okay.
And then also another thing that I do, sometimes it's hard to sit there and type. Google Docs, you can actually do voice typing. So you can go into Google Docs and you can just talk to your Google Doc and like tell it everything and like tell it to do a period for you and a comma and it'll do it. And you can just talk to it. You don't need to sit there and type. So like say you're reading stuff and you're trying to get like information or data or whatever, right? Go into your Google Doc and do voice typing and voice type it. You're kicking it with somebody having an academic scholarly conversation. Hey, Otter's a good one. Otter's another like a transcription. Hey, can I record this scholarly conversation we're having? Boom, record these things. This is all data. This is all knowledge being shared, right? So yeah, that definitely that's another way to do it for yourself too. Because I'm not a really good writer either. Sometimes I just get kind of lazy with it because I got multiple things going on. I'll sit there and just talk with my my Google Doc. So if you want to share your bio to your Google Doc like that, talk about yourself, like, man, and record it on your Google Doc and it'll type it all up for you. And if you don't have the computer around, do Otter. Otter's another one that gives you like 500 minutes of free transcription, and you can sit there and literally just talk into Otter, and it'll dissect everything and write it up for you. And then you go in and you just fluff it out, make it look cool, and send it over. Yup. Any other questions or anything? You guys got this. Like I said, this is bubblegum shit. Don't overthink nothing. This is simple stuff. Just show up for it. It's 99% showing up and 1% ability. Like I said, we went through the worst of the worst. This is a walk in the park. Cool? Right on. That's my workshop for today. Thank you for joining me. And then there's a protest. We can go to the protest next. Yup. Oh, and then also for some folks that just came in here, let's do it. Got a couple things right here. Here goes one for you, and here goes one for you. Here.
Thank you.
Pass it over to you. From here, okay. Lock here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna do this rapping right now. Here you go. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you guys got a lot of good information right there. And then anybody not get one of these? All right, cool. So here we go. I got two cards, grocery cards. All right, wait up. So the last two is 3-3. Yeah, 2-3-3. Yes, all right. Dang, that's right. Right on, yup. All right. I'll let you pick it.
The last digits are 2, 3, 4.
Oh, me. Nice, all right. There you go.
I didn't know any groceries.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick myself.
$50 on each one, so it's $50 on each one. Cool, yup. Right on, everyone. Well, you guys continue to collect all that data out there, because we got a lot of things that we need to transform in our communities. And so it's gonna be up to us to transform it. Cool? Right on, everyone. Take care. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sonia, for joining us. We really appreciate you.
Of course, I have one quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will you be able to properly like guide us for like research opportunities?
Yeah, and like expand on that, like guide you how, like, what type of
Like how
research
to-
opportunities, like at school right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could help you all, and I'll put together like a list of some things that are on campus. There's a lot of labs here too.
Mhm.
So what are your research interests?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I just want to get in the field and just like explore anything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'll send over some stuff that I'm familiar with, but like I said, the UROP is really good. So, that's a
Sorry,
good.
are you saying you rock?
I think in fact, it's something like yeah, UROP.
UROB, got you.
Yeah.
Thank
UROP. I'll
Okay.
send it to you. I'll send you one thing. But yeah, I got you. Go straight. I'll send you a bunch of stuff.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Definitely, Sonia. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow in
For
class.
sure. See you. Bye.
Awesome.
We wanted to talk to you if you have availability.
Yeah, give me a second real quick. Let me get these emails. Will you pass me that sign-in sheet real quick? Oh, no, I got it right there. Oh, man, you know what? Hey, if you ask Casey and that guy to sign in for me real quick?
Yeah.
I want to get their email so I can send them the book.
Yeah.
Hey, excuse me.
I got it.
Hey, will you come here real quick? What's your name? Yeah, I'm gonna send you a book. I got a book that I'm sending to everyone, and it's called The Craft of Research. So let's put your email down there and I'm gonna send that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard an 11-year-old just got. What? Was it just about killing, bro? That she graduated from Irvine Valley, 11-year-old girl. Oh, like, oh, yeah. She graduated.
How's that?
What are you birthday? Middle college, maybe? Like Santa Ana College Hospital.
Oh, really?
That's great. I was like 11-year-old. Like, how's she gonna work after her PhD?
11 years old, I was not focusing on doing this.
Well, apparently if you're a genius, you get like
if you could like do the test to be a genius, you get just free millions of dollars to like prove that you're a genius. Or whatever you want to use it on, so sounds like she's probably eligible for that one. She's getting a PhD in.
11.
11?
Oh, shit, I'm not sure. Alright, let me introduce you.
Oh, okay.
Andrew,
There's some snacks right there too.
I know we came late, but we're on a tour.
No, that's cool.
He doesn't know he wants to come to PCI yet, so I had to like pump him up.
Yeah.
I know, he's fucked here.
Yeah. Where'd you get accepted to?
Here, basically here in Chico, so.
Chico, okay.
Um,
What's closest to your family and stuff? What, like,
Chico.
Chico, okay, so that's why you got
Yeah.
your eye on Chico.
Well, yeah, I drove here from Reading.
Oh,
so,
wow, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite a ways, but I'm trying to get my family to move with me here.
Okay, yeah, that's the best bet. This is guaranteed housing there.
Right.
I don't know what Chico looks like for housing, but this is guaranteed housing, so
It's not guaranteed.
yeah. So I
I'm
think
not big enough to do that.
He's waiting for his financial aid to see if we should come this route, but I told him we never even checked, I didn't even check mine when I got into TCA. Did you guys check your voice before coming into TCA?
you don't want to come.
Somebody get up here to make it work. There's always somebody here who will help you.